What's up? Hey, I'm Jay, and today in this video, we are going to be participating in Ohuhu's anniversary art competition. So what the competition entails is taking an old piece and then redrawing it brand new, and that's pretty much it. So this is one of my old sketchbooks. I don't even remember how old I was, but I probably started this in around 2020. So we can do a little sketchbook tour and then see what comes up. So we have Alibaba from Maggie, Sukuna from Jujutsu Kaisen, Dabi and this mermaid girl that I think I'm going to draw for reasons that I'll talk about in a moment. Benimaru, Trent Lane from Daria, Bart. There's a lot of DC art in here. My OC Lisa. So this is why I want to redraw it, because I have already redrawn it once and I think I can do better because it's been 4 years. So yeah, I think I'm gonna redraw this one. And then we have some eyes of my OCs. Lisa again, Robin, Mark from Invincible, some Halberry, some more Halberry, my favorite DC ship. Some OCs, Cole Jones and Rowan. I actually really like the colors on this drawing and this one. They're both pretty good. And then Black Canary, and this is pretty much the last one. As you can tell, this book is kind of falling apart. It used to be a planner, and then I used Oliver's Antics bookbinding tutorial to put some watercolor paper in here. But as you can tell, it's falling apart, and no fault to Oliver's Antics because his tutorial is actually really good. I just kind of suck. So, and also I made this when I was like 12. So this is the one I think we're going to redraw. There's another option, which I'll get. There's this drawing, but I think I'll redraw this another time. I'm not sure if this is the one I want to go with. I think it's a cool pose and concept and design, and also I really like the weapon. But I think we're gonna go with this one for this contest. And then if you want to see me redraw this, make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe, like, do all the things, comment below if you want to see this. But yeah, we're gonna get into this. So I have a couple sizes of paper. I have this smaller one, which is more like the original. And then I have this larger one if we want to upscale it so we can add more details, which I think is what we're gonna do. But before we get to actually drawing, we are going to thumbnail and sketch and plan some design things. So I'm not sure if you can really see this that well on camera, but I've done some thumbnail sketches and I've decided that I actually want to turn the paper to be vertical, because instead of having her like lay on the rock like this, I'm thinking she could be more laying with just the top half of her body while the bottom half of her body is still more in the water, and we can get some more depth and get some more background and see more of the creatures underwater. So that's kind of what these sketches are, if you can decipher them. Good luck. And yeah, honestly, I don't usually do that much planning, so this is probably all I'm about to do, except I do want to design her outfit differently because it's kind of boring. And I don't think I said this before, but my story does contain mermaids, so I'm thinking it'd be cool if I designed her as an OC and gave her a little more character so she could be more of a side character or a background character, but you know, just a nice little nod to her in my OC story. Okay, I finished like kind of redesigning her. You also probably can't see much of that either because my sketches are pretty messy, but we're just gonna get straight into the drawing. So I did line art on the girl, and I think I'm going to erase the sketch around her and color her. And then I want to do the rest of this, or at least the water in watercolor, and then the extra stuff in like, we'll see after, we'll do it after, but I want to do the water in watercolor, and then I'll probably put the sea creatures and stuff afterwards. And I want to line art them with colorful markers, but the only colorful markers I have are water soluble, so I'd probably have to do that after I do the watercolor part. So we are back, and I'm gonna start coloring with the skin. I hope that the ink is dry and it doesn't smudge, because that'd be really awful. I'm gonna start with the skin. I'm thinking maybe YR4 or Pastel Peach, one of them. I'm not sure. I don't even know if these markers still work, because I haven't used these in such a long time. Okay, they still work pretty well. That looks pretty good. Alright. And for the blush, we're gonna do this color. R22 in the ohuhu set. This ohuhu set is like, gosh, I don't even know how old, but it's super old. And it still is like really juicy, as you can tell. I don't use it like all the time, but still, it's still really good for being as old as it is. I'm just doing light dabs to make sure nothing starts smudging all of a sudden, because I'm scared. Definitely have to go over that section again, but it's okay. Accidentally colored in a bit of her shirt there. Oopsies, so we're just gonna have to cover that up. Her shirt's yellow anyways. Honestly, we could make this like this part see-through and then this part not see-through. Happy little miss accidents. Love that. Y'all know I'm a fiend for blush, so we're gonna make sure we get some in there. What should we name her, guys? If she's gonna be a side character in my story, she still needs a name, even if she's just a side character. So do you guys have any good name ideas for her? Okay. Am I missing a marker or am I blind? Oh, it's right here. So what I like to do is I put a little bit of the dark color in the areas where I want to shade. So the light source is coming here, so it's gonna be shaded on like this side of her. And then I go over it with a purple tone. Then I go over it with like a brighter blush tone. And then we go back over with the original skin color. I'll blend everything out smoother later on. I'm a little out of practice with alcohol markers. I haven't been using them much lately. I've been doing a lot of digital art, but they are still my origins and my roots, and I still love them. So I never want to be one of those artists who's like, I've used digital so much that I forgot how to draw on paper, and I keep on trying to control Z. Not that that's a problem if that is you, but like, I just love traditional art way too much to do that. I just realized I missed her little whole stomach, so my bad, guys. You guys are probably screaming at me through the screen. I just have to do the same thing. And also, I'm not a very neat artist. If you also couldn't tell, I color outside the lines a lot because, I don't know, I've always just liked doing things a little messy and quick and dirty. But it all works out in the end, am I right? At least let's hope so. I'll add highlights and stuff with paint marker later on, so I don't have to really worry about that right now. I know I probably shouldn't rely on that type of stuff, but if I have the art supplies, I might as well use them, am I right? So next, let's move on to the hair. Honestly, we could probably use this color for the hair. I really like how I shaded in this second version, especially the hair and the tail. So I'll probably try to replicate that version more for those parts. I love the like blue colors and like yellow in it. So let's just start off here. It's a bit dull compared to the other one. Let's try this. Yeah, that might be better. Honestly, I don't know if you guys feel like this, but I feel like I have one part of a drawing that I shade really like particularly, and then every other part I'm just like, yeah, I'll slap some color on there. Like I shade the skin very particularly, and then for like everything else I'm just kind of like, whatever, I'll just use a darker color of the same color and then whatever, I'll call it a day. Like I really don't have a technique like I do for the skin. This color is really darker than I anticipated. This one is also pretty dark. I'll do a little bit of this and then just see if I can blend from there. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Maybe if I add the yellow highlights, things will like shape up. Because I'm not sure if I'm liking how that looks as of now. Yeah, let's add some yellow highlights. Honestly, I have no idea how I got the effect I did in the piece. I also think I want to add more purple to the skin, because I think what works so well for this one is that kind of has like a evening light, like a sunset kind of look vibe, solely because of like this part up here with the cooler tones as the shading. So I think I want to incorporate more of that. And then for both pieces, her eyes are like fully blacked out. I think that's an interesting like character design. So I think we're gonna keep that. Next, let's go for the top. Now, since her skin is a little bit darker than it was in the original piece, I might have to play with the colors a little bit. But I think I still want like a yellow color. I could either do a much darker yellow or a much lighter yellow. Let's start with the lighter one and then see what we like from there. What's up? It's a new day now. I had to go do stuff, but we're back. We're getting logged in, and we're gonna get back on this. I think the last thing I did was shade the shirt a little bit. Now I'll move on to the tail, and the tail is also purple colored, but it has like, in this version, it has all these like colors underneath it to give it a more textured look, and I really like how I did that. So I think we're gonna try to build up color by making things really like swatchy. That's not the word, sketchy, whatever. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but you know what I mean. And then, yeah, we'll try to build up the colors that way. Unpopular opinion, but I really do like using chisel tips even when I do have a brush tip, because I feel like it lets me get more color down faster, and I'm not someone who really cares that much about being in the lines. Maybe I should, but I really just like do whatever. So like when I'm blending, obviously I like the brush tips, but otherwise so now that I am pretty much done with the tail until I, you know, go back over it. I need to figure out what color I want to make this. And since I already kind of did the pink on it, I think we're gonna start with this pink. See how we like it. Honestly, I kind of just like that, honestly. I might just leave it as it is. With some shading, of course. So we're pretty much done with her. Now I just need to figure out how I'm doing the background and everything else. The main improvement of this drawing. So as I said previously, I want to do the water and background in watercolor because I think I just do backgrounds better in watercolor than I do marker. I'm a little nervous because if you can't tell by my art, I don't do backgrounds often, especially not traditionally. So this will be fun for sure. Honestly, I'm just gonna start with the water and go from there. And the water can't be that hard, it's just blue, right? All right, I'm back. I tried to create the best gradient I could. It's not showing up as well on camera, but what it's looking like so far. We're gonna let that sit for a little bit and also try to make the area around her look like it's like rippling almost. So we're back and it's mostly dry. So now I think I'm gonna start adding in all the other things. I always feel more comfortable. Holy cow, that voice crack. Oh my gosh. I always feel more comfortable drawing or coloring with watercolor, even though I feel like I don't do it as often. There was a time in my life where like I would use like mostly just watercolor, so maybe that's why I feel so comfortable with it, because I've just like, there's a point in my life where it was like all that I'd use all the time. But even now, like there's a time in my life where I'd use alcohol markers all the time, but every time I go back to it I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. But with watercolor it's never been that way. It's always just like as soon as I come back to it I know exactly what to do. Not that I'm a watercolor expert or anything, but I'm definitely fond of it. Maybe I lied. Maybe I'm not that good at watercolor. Because what is this rock? Holy cow. Then I'm gonna add some patchiness by just having some parts like more pigmented than others. I need to stop saying like. Oh my gosh. Someone actually told me that the other day and I was like, no I don't. And now I'm very conscious of it. Let me know if any of you guys are like this, but I'm like horrible at criticism, like with certain things, like, oh my gosh. Holy cow. Okay. I'm horrible with criticism when it comes to certain topics, but not with others. For example, with art, I don't mind criticism that much. And also, it just depends on the person, because some things I'll take criticism from just about anyone. And then it's just like one person, I'll just be like, that's not true. And I don't care what you think about me. And maybe that's not the best. Maybe I should learn to take criticism from everyone. But sometimes you just don't want to listen to certain people. And the certain people is my mother. But I'm sure, like, oh my gosh, I'm sure everyone has felt that way, at least at some point in their life. So I know I'm not alone, but still. Let me know if there's a hashtag relatable experience. I think the angle has changed like 5 different times, so my bad for that. But now we're gonna go in with all the sea life. I hope you guys know at the time of recording this competition is due in like 3 days. So hopefully I don't have to stop again. What do people even talk about when they make art videos? Like, genuinely, I don't even know what to say. I grew up watching so many art videos, you'd think I'd know, but like... And yes, I did just stop talking because I said like again. I'm sorry, guys. I really don't know. I need to stop. Someone help. I suppose I'll just talk about random things, even if they're not related to the art that much. Today, I finished Fairy Tail, or rewatching Fairy Tail. It was one of my first ever anime. I watched it for the first time when I was probably 7 years old, maybe. And when the final season came out, I was older, obviously, but I feel like I wasn't as invested in it. So I remember just about everything. Well, not everything, but like the major plot twists. And then once it gets to the art style change, my Fairy Tail fans will know what I'm talking about. Just about everything is just wiped from my memory. So I rewatched everything from the beginning. There's a lot of stuff I didn't remember, actually, but a good amount of stuff I did. And I highly recommend, if you haven't seen Fairy Tail, go watch it. It's generally one of my favorite anime ever. If you're one of those people that watches anime for fights, it's not for you. If you're one of those people that watches anime for... I don't even know. I feel like a lot of anime nowadays are mostly just for hype and aura and fights, which I know everyone has their own thing and you can appreciate that. I definitely appreciate a good fight every once in a while. But Fairy Tail is an anime about bonds and friendship. Not even... People say they use the power of friendship too much, and it's definitely apparent, but it's not as bad as people make it out to be. I find it a very pleasant take on the power of friendship trope. All the character designs are amazing, and the character stories are very well developed. Well, some of them are a bit lackluster, and obviously I have complaints when my favorite characters don't, get to shine like some of the other characters. However, my favorite storyline is obviously the best written one, which is Zeref and Mavis. Neither of them are my favorite characters. It's just the best written storyline. They're not even the main characters, but I mean, I guess it's technically named after their child, the show. If you get that reference, then you're a real one. Shout out to you guys. But yeah, I just very much recommend watching Fairy Tail for yourself. Don't let the haters get you down, because it's really cool and more people need to know about it, because I'm sick of not having a fandom. Well, there's a very small fandom, but it's not enough anymore. So I'm using you guys as my guinea pigs. If anyone's wondering, my favorite Fairy Tail character is Loxus and the Thunder Legion. They are some of the best characters ever. They're so funny and silly. And unpopular opinion, okay, Loxus is obviously my favorite member of the Thunder Legion. Big Slow is my second favorite. Freed used to be when I first watched the show, but now, I don't know, something about Big Slow, he's just really funny. I generally think that he's like so underrated. And a character that is controversial for a lot of reasons is Mest. Now, when he first appeared on Tenryou Island, and even in the Grand Magic games, I liked Mest. I thought he was kind of cool. As soon as well, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I understand why people dislike him. I don't hate him as much as other people hate him, but I do think he low-key weird, and I need him far away from Wendy. And also, his personality just kind of changes. I'm sure it's due to things that happen in the show, which I won't name, but still, I feel like I like his personality more before the change. And I don't know. He's just... I understand why he's hated. I don't personally hate him, but I definitely get why someone might. Of course, we gotta have a little SpongeBob reference here. So we're doing a little starfish. And then you'll never guess what I'm gonna put next to it. Then we gotta add Mac in the background. That's my OC Mac. I honestly don't remember if I said that before when I drew him in, but I wanted to make a little nod to my OC. And so here he is. He's also a merman. He is half human, half mermaid. So he mostly lives on land, but he can enjoy the water from time to time. I need to do the sky. What am I gonna do about the sky? Because it's already pretty blue on the bottom half. So making it blue on the top half too? I don't know if I like that. I guess we could have a gradient where it's very blue at the top and then just disintegrates afterwards. Yeah, the sky isn't my favorite thing in the world. However, there's not much I know how to do about it. I was gonna say not much I can do about it, but there's probably something I can do. I just don't know what. So we're probably just gonna leave it as is because that is out of my skill set, sadly. And then we're gonna line art all the aquatic life in colored pens. But the reason why I wanted to do the watercolor first is because these ohuhu markers are water soluble, I believe. So we gotta do the water first and then do the line art. But we're almost done, guys. Yippee. So now that everything is very solidly dry, I believe it is time to start line arting. Next are these little orange things. So we're just gonna do a nice orangey. I have no idea what this is. I literally didn't even look up a reference for it. I just stole it from SpongeBob, from what I remember it looking like in SpongeBob. So if this isn't a real thing, I'm so sorry for all you aquatic science nerds out there, because I know you're out there. I used to know an aquatic science nerd. I lost something once. And finally, well, not finally, we still have a couple more steps. Next, we're going to add some thickness around the edges of the character so she stands out more. This is why I feel okay going outside the lines, because I always do this at the end. The most important part of any drawing is, of course, the white paint pen or marker or whatever you use, but it's the same concept. All right, let's do the final side-by-side comparison. So here we have the original 2021. Next, we have just a year later, a vast improvement, 2022. And here, finally, is the 2026 version. Let me know which one you like. I still really like the face of this one and the coloring, but obviously the pose and the composition and pretty much everything else about this one I feel like is better. So I think each one has their own charm. Let me know which one you guys like most in the comments. If you say the old one, I'll probably cry, but it's okay. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I honestly don't know how long this video is. I feel like it's been going on a long time. But if you want to see more speed paints, digital art, commentary, sketchbook tours, literally anything art related, comment down below, subscribe, like, stick around on my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.